There you go, a couple of bags, 100, 150. Or that? That's all.
It's a homey place, like you feel right at home, don't you? It's just, it's Phil's.
One of a kind place. You know, it's the only one that has a full-fledged museum attached to the lunchroom.
My grandma used to bring us in for a hot dog. We were this small. Now we're bringing our kids here.
It's very friendly and nice.
They're like family to us now.
You guys are crazy.
In the northeast corner of Barrie sits a place like no other. A locally family-owned diner that's been a community staple for over 30 years. This is a story of a Greek and his potato. The story of Phil's Cafe. This is me, Tasso. I was born the year we opened the cafe, 1983. Since I could remember, I've been helping here. My childhood memories are that of fried potatoes, eggs and bacon, and our famous souvlaki. It's been my second home as long as I can remember. This is my dad, Phil. My mom, Litsa. From 8 o'clock in the morning until late at night, this has been their life, side by side. They built this cafe. The cafe is more than just a restaurant. It's become a mixing bowl for the community. Families, students, and seniors all see our place as a home away from home. You can say they are all family.
Next time, you'll remember next time.
Can't do everything.
Yeah, your mom and dad treated me like a daughter from the day I met them. Well, when I was 17, I lived on my own too, right? So they bring me in and make sure I was fed and let me pay on payday. They've been around Barrie forever.
Enjoy the atmosphere here. It's that's what it's all about.
But in 2014, things got real. We were told the plaza was going to expand, requiring us to pack up a life's worth of memories and move to a new location. We could not afford to start over again. After 33 years, it looked like we were going to close.
It's a different world today. Things are different. Doesn't say Tim Hortons outside, or Subway, or Swiss Chalet, or Harvey's. Let's see, how many franchises are there? How many franchises are in every corner?
It's not only for us. That's what I said, the first thing I said to Phil. I say, Phil, it's not only about us. It's about the people who come here.
Yeah, that's reality. But we have to deal with it day by day.
Needless to say, it scared our family. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Like all stories, let's start at the beginning, before we face what could be the end.
Wasn't much of a childhood. Back home in Greece, I was the last family of 5. At 40 years old, my father decided he would have a little fun, and here was. Mom and the other kids looked after me until 5, 6 years old, and then placed me in an orphanage, which was in town, which was fine with me. I was the only one who did have a chance to have any kind of education. Spent 9 years in the orphanage until migrated to Canada. He'll be happy. Well, it was time to get married. I was, I think, 23. I went back home and I did inquire. Yeah, I did run into some different ones. Then finally, Litsa.
I didn't want to get married, but he was nice looking.
It was an arranged meeting.
I put my cousin in front of me because I don't think it was the time for me to get married.
It was a dark place that we met.
So Phil from the next table, he says, which one is it? The one in the front or the one in the back?
It was nighttime too.
After that restaurant, we went to his sister's place. We talked for 3 hours.
You could tell. What was up?
Yeah, they gave me a ring there. They said the kids are engaged after 3 hours talking. For me, it was the looks. He was in Canada. It wasn't money. He didn't have any. It was the looks. He was handsome. Oh, he asked me what I wanted from life, and I said I want to get married and have family. And he said I want the same. So that was the...
10 days to get married.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Those 10 days turned into 40 years, building a family and business here in Canada. Soon after news broke the cafe may be closing, familiar faces rallied at the restaurant to show support and see what they could do to help.
Should we write a letter? Also to be on the internet. Make a ruckus? Not yet? Okay. You let us know.
Let us know when it's time.
But, as always, my proud father was determined to hold strong for his customers, for his friends.
That's our whole life in here. It's everything. Birthday parties for the kids, families, get-togethers, everything is here.
The magic is in the walls as long as the walls are standing.
Months went by with no word from the developer. Pressure was building, and we didn't know what to do.
Where's it going?
Where's it going?
Huh?
Where's it going?
Where's it going? Next door.
All these years, in a second, it was going to be gone. Terrifying. Something like that. Oh my God. I lost a lot of sleep over it. And a lot of heartache.
There were a lot of restless nights as my parents weighed their options. A food truck was mentioned. Maybe even a brand new and way more expensive place. None of this made as much sense as staying put.
But to carry on, you have to be ready for it. You can't just jump and carry on. You gotta have something to carry on with.
I even left my full-time job to be where I was needed most, beside my family at the restaurant, despite my father's strong objection.
Have a break with me. Oh.
Sink or swim, one thing was for sure. We would get through this tough time together. Not hearing anything was the worst part of this ordeal. It was like time was standing still for us and our customers. Fortunately, news began to spread. People were chatting about us online. Articles were being written in the paper. Finally, people were starting to realize Phil's might close for good. And they weren't happy. But still, no word. Then one day, out of the blue, one of our neighbors in the plaza casually mentioned that they had heard from the developers. Expansion plans were canceled. No one would be going anywhere.
Yeah, not everybody's good. Yeah, everybody's good. We're going to do this more often. Absolutely. Yeah.
Months of raw nerves were suddenly washed away with this unexpected news. Phil's was saved.
Yeah, it's the best. We have to stay here and continue doing what we used to do.
I don't know.
Love everybody, be happy with everybody. The best feeling. The best feeling ever.
Over here, kid.
It's amazing feeling. Yeah, it's the best.
That's the future of the restaurant business. But at least I learned how to peel potatoes and pluck chickens. Ooh.
Να σε πάρω αγκαλιά, καλοκαίρι μνήμα σμίξουμε ξανά, να ξανάρθει καλοκαίρι, να σε πάρω αγκαλιά. Καλοκαίρινη μ' αγάπη, αχ να σμίξουμε ξανά, να ξανάρθει καλοκαίρι, να σε πάρω αγκαλιά. Καλοκαίρινη μ' αγάπη, αχ να σμίξουμε ξανά, να ξανάρθει καλοκαίρι, να ξανάρθει καλοκαίρι, να σε πάρω αγκαλιά.